You want to give Amy the okay we can count to 3?
Out what? Okay, so I'm going to say, stop all over. Okay, who's going to say? You say. Stop. 2, 1, and welcome again to Midwest Mayhem. I am Tron Smith.
And I am Chad Christensen.
And man, you know what, dude? It has been a week, dude. I mean, it
feels like a week.
It's been a week, and there's been so much going on. You know, I got to start with this, all right? Because there's no other way to start this thing. So last night we had trunk or treat. We talked about it on the last podcast.
Trunk or treat?
Oh, dude, it was so awesome.
It was so much fun.
You have to go and you got to go to Instagram and Facebook, and you got to see this thing at Wilson of Ames for your Instagram, and what do you, and then Facebook and TikTok.
At Wilson Toda of Ames.
You have to go there and you have to look at this content because there are so many cool things that happened last night. Just to see the kids come out and to see you guys. Wow. When I said everyone was showing,
it was fun dressing up.
Dude, it was something else. I was going to do something different. I was actually going to.
What happened with that?
Well, here's the deal. I wanted to be Megatron because Megatron. I thought that would be cool. I couldn't find the costume, and the one that I got, an Optimus Prime costume, it's too small, right?
Well, most things are, I'm assuming.
So I have this Freddy Krueger costume that I've had for a while. It was awesome. I didn't even get kids to come in my office.
I wouldn't come in your office.
Well, Gray did. Little Gray was scared. He wasn't scared. He said, I see candy, I'm going to it. I don't care about the guy over there with the burned face.
I don't know if it was the burnt face or the fog that was in front of you that nobody could see until you jumped at him.
It was all fun. But there was a great show.
Fun.
You know what? I always go back. I go back to the people that we work for, right? Now, here's Danny Wilson. This guy owns the dealership. First thing he shows up is he's Marty McFly from Back to the Future, which I thought was awesome.
And that's fantastic.
Dude, not only did he look the part, he's riding a skateboard around.
Did you see how crazy good he is?
Dude, hey, I bet he gets in trouble a lot for riding that thing in the house. Right?
I was amazed. I was like, there he goes again, right across the showroom floor.
But you think, now keep in mind, when you guys go to these social media sites and see this, here's a guy, he owns a store.
Yeah,
so
that's the owner.
This is why we have so much fun at Wilson Toyota. I'm just telling you right now, it starts with the leadership. And then halfway through the night, when the kids are showing up, he turns into this gorilla.
And not just any gorilla.
This thing looked real, didn't it?
It really did look real.
I mean, that thing,
it's a little bit freaky real. And even the feet on it look scary real.
I told him, I was like, dude, if you were to put the, just fix the eye part, it would be scary.
It was really cool.
Yeah, it was cool, but we had fun. And
we did.
We had Brett Michael. Did I say that right?
I did my best.
Okay,
to represent the 80s.
Again, you got to see the pictures. From Batman to Superman, a couple Batmans actually.
Yep.
Superman, Elvis.
Elvis was in the building.
We had Thor. We had Gizmo, the Gremlin, actually here.
Gizmo was here.
And I'm gonna tell you,
I tried to throw water on him, but it didn't work.
Well, we won't know until tomorrow, right? There'll be a bunch of those things right around. But I just got to give a shout out. And I won't use names, right?
Right.
I want to give a shout out to Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch did it right.
Captain Crunch, who won the costume contest, that was one really, really good costume.
Made.
You know what? I can't wait until next year.
It's going to be bigger and better.
Everybody's talking about what they're going to do next year, so I really, really appreciate everybody showing up. And man, what a fun time we had. And the ladies in the back did a really good job, Bree and Carissa and Tara, of just getting everything together and having it going and just everything. And then to make it even better, Sly Rice showed up and just covered this thing all day.
Oh, 100%. Pictures everywhere.
Man, I tell you, anybody that can make you look good is pretty good.
I think she took off 10 to 15 pounds.
I think she put it back on when it got later in the day. So that's.
But here's what I want to say about it. The one thing that I love about it, being a little bit older, right? The kids coming in and the expressions on their face, and then mom and dad just being able to relax while the kids went through 12, 15 different stations to get candy, and they just let them go. And it was kind of peace of mind for mom and dad for a minute, and then the kids just getting to enjoy themselves and get candy and grab it and just run around. It was kind of awesome.
Yeah, it was cool, safe place. You know,
Yep.
it was neat to hear Danny talk about next year. You know, you know you did something right, and when everybody
was
starts
fired
talking
up.
about next year,
Yeah,
you
he
know,
was fired up.
and he's got a huge idea. So stay tuned. We'll get you ready for next year. We'll get into that.
Absolutely.
I'll try to keep you updated with things to come. I know that we have something coming with 95.5 over in Marshalltown.
We do.
KZAD. They do a great thing for Thanksgiving, where we've partnered with them to give away turkeys. Again, as this thing kind of comes together, we will keep you all informed.
We will, and I'll try to get some pictures when I'm over there or something.
And
At
we'll
least
see
have
some
some,
on it.
because I'm telling you what, it is massive.
Well,
And
that's good.
it's a fun event.
That's good. Well, we'll keep you informed, get more information on KZAD. But today, today we got a few things I really want to address. It's kind of been on my mind.
Oh, here we go.
So you get into the car business and you think about, man, you keep saying the car business, the car business, the car industry, right? There's so many things that comes with that. The financial side, you know, the just inventory side, things like that. But I think in this whole deal, the one thing that we've lost in this is the car.
The car.
The car is the star, right?
The car is the star.
That's what we want to talk about today. I really want to dive into and help the salespeople, the sales managers, GMs. Heck, I'm even talking to the ownership, right? I think in our industry, we have lost why we're all in the industry.
Why people are here in the first
Right?
place.
We're here about the car. So the first thing I want to ask you, and this is kind of a setup question.
Uh-oh.
Right? I'm setting you up because you've been to a lot of my training classes. So I'm kind of, you know, putting you on the spot here. MSRP.
Correct.
Okay, for people that don't understand, manufacturer suggested retail price.
Correct.
Right? What you see on some people call it window sticker.
The window sticker.
The
correct.
Maroni sticker, right?
Yeah.
I'm trying to give you all the names of what this thing is called.
Yes.
There is a price on the window.
Yep.
Is that a good price?
It is a great price.
See, I can tell that Chad has been through my training. But that would be my question to you folks out in podcast land. Is the MSRP, ladies and gentlemen, is the MSRP a good price? Absolutely, it's a good price. You know,
100% agree.
The thing that I tell you, if you do not think that the MSRP is a good price, here's what I would like for you to do. If you're sitting at home, I want you to get a pen, get a piece of paper out, and I want you to follow with me. As Chad and I'm going to run through this as quick as possible.
I'm
All right?
ready.
So let's say we have a Camry and it's $33,000, $33,496. I don't care.
Okay.
You can make it up, right? What I want you to do is I want you to try to build that vehicle yourself from your funds, right? What will it cost me for all the glass? What does it cost me for technology? What does it cost me for the leather? What does it cost me for the
Right.
foam? What does it cost me? If you sit down as an individual and you try to build this thing on your own, I will tell you it will not take you long to get to $33,000. It won't take you long to get to 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're gonna be about 3/4 of the car, and you still have to go.
So what I would say is like, man, when you come in, you really should be thankful that these manufacturers like Toyota has really taken it on the chin and said, hey, I'm willing to purchase so many engines and so many transmissions and so much leather and so much that we can price it to where it's affordable,
Right.
right?
Right.
I always get into people, and we'll dive into this later. What's the difference between price and affordability, right? Two different things. We'll talk about that
100%.
later. So I always encourage you, when you go into the local dealer, wherever you go, I want you to really keep in mind that, man, first of all, is MSRP a great deal? 100%.
Absolutely.
MSRP is a great deal. It's an unbelievable deal because if you were to go and build that vehicle yourself, you could never get it down to the cost that the manufacturer has taken the hit to get it there. So, you know, we
That's
really should
right.
be thankful to Toyota and every other manufacturer that has really did what they've done to allow you to get
Doing
this
it
car
right.
to be available.
That's
at,
right.
at a reasonable price. So understand this, when it comes to that price and you get in that, what determines the price? Okay?
Right.
Look, and I'm putting them on the spot,
No, it's
right? So
okay.
get that.
So when I think of what determines the price as a consumer, right? I'm coming in. I want to know what does it have on it for safety features? What does it have on it for convenience features? What does it have on it for me, myself, in my situation as just me and my wife, right? Do I need a 7-passenger car or does a 5-passenger work? So when we talk about the Camry is more right up my alley than a Highlander, right? It just makes more sense. So for me, I look at convenience, safety, and because of my wife, right? Driving down to Des Moines, I want the car to be safe.
100%.
I want to know what it has in it and how it's going to take care of my wife.
So you kind of put a whole bunch of things into what I'm trying to get you here. how's the price determined? It's determined by the value.
The
right?
value of the
I mean,
vehicle.
price is determined by value.
Correct.
So I would tell all you salespeople and sales managers, understand this. We have to understand that first the car is a star. In order for you to get the consumer to understand, you got to tell them the value in which the product that they're getting. Right?
That is right.
So you take a Toyota, for instance, and you start getting into the fact that they use Star Safety System on every single vehicle that they build. And they have Toyota Safety Sense Plus on every single vehicle that they build. And you start diving into all these different things, and before you know it, you understand that, man, there's so much value, and that's what set the price.
Right.
And I'm gonna tell you, if you're a really good salesperson, you're a really good organization, there's more value than price, right? I mean, man, I'm getting
Right.
more things
Absolutely.
than I can. And we have to do a better job of telling the consumer what they get for their money,
Right.
right? You talk
You
about your
can't talk
wife.
about a moonroof. You can't talk about, hey, the windows are power.
Well,
You can, but guess what? Every car out there, right?
Well, it's always funny, and I'm always teasing you guys. I'm like, hey, you know, you come in, what does your walk around look like?
Yes,
Right?
correct.
I mean, you think about it. Okay, sales managers, I'm talking to you right now. Just pay attention to this. What does your salespeople's walk around look like? I'm going to help you. Right? It's exactly what it looks like. Hey, Mr. Customer, thanks for coming out. I'm going to show you this nice supersonic red Camry. Right? And you see that black leather in there? And look at those nice wheels in that sunroof. Hey, get in the car. Let's drive.
Doesn't this thing look good?
Right? Let's
Yeah.
drive it. That's a walk around. You haven't walked around the car. You've told them nothing about it. Some of the most important factors in that. Let's be clear, right? If that customer jumps in that car and drives it, they come back from the test drive. You do what we call a first close.
Right.
Right? And the customer says, well, I'm going to go look at another manufacturer.
Right.
The only representation that you have for your car at that point is it's supersonic red, it's black, it's got a sunroof, and it's got wheels. So
Yeah.
sales managers, and talk to
Yeah.
your salespeople and salespeople, you need to address the fact that, man, when you do your walk around, man, you need to take the time to understand that the car is the star, and
That's
this
right.
is where you got to put them on the red carpet. Right? I mean,
100%.
I mean, think about that.
I even think it goes back to when you start having the conversation with the person of why that car for that person, right? How does that car fit in that person's life?
100%.
And then you get into the car of the star and why it's the star for that person in their life.
You're teetering on a whole other podcast. You're making these guys come back right now, because now you're getting into, you know, why people need what they need, and are you selling people what they need or selling them what they
Well,
want?
we could go there
And
later.
what's the difference?
We'll go
I'm not
there.
even going to get into that,
Yeah.
because you know me, Chad. I will run.
Right.
Right. But
Right.
just keep that in mind when you get into it and you get your walk around. That is your
Right.
opportunity, understanding the car is the star of
Right.
this whole entire deal. To make sure that walk around, everything you want to know about that manufacturer. When we talk about Toyota, we talk about the fact that you buy a Toyota, you get Toyota care.
I was just going to bring Toyota Care up.
Yeah.
2 years, 25,000 miles.
Dude, if you're a Toyota dealer and you're not really in your walk around saying, hey, you know what, this is something I want to share with you.
That's right.
Toyota's going to give you Toyota care. They're going to cover your maintenance 2 years, 25,000 miles, whichever one comes first. We're also going to give you roadside assistance with unlimited mileage.
That's right.
Right? Hey man, I know you like to believe that every manufacturer does that, but they don't.
They don't.
Right? So just keep in mind these little things like that. Star safety system, I always think about that with Toyota.
Absolutely.
Man, Toyota thought about our consumers so much that we were willing to put these 6 safety features in every single vehicle.
Every vehicle.
Right?
Yeah.
Man, if you don't tell them that during a walk around, guess what? There is no Toyota
Right.
care at the Honda
Right.
store. Right? So it's like, when that guy goes to the Honda store, dude, they're not going to get Toyota care. It's true. I'm getting the look again, but
Right.
the truth of it is this. I can guarantee you that Honda does not have Toyota care.
Honda does not have Toyota Care.
Now they may
I
have
can
some kind of
guarantee.
care, but it's not Toyota
Yeah,
care. So as a
right.
Toyota manufacturer, Toyota
Right.
dealer,
But you know
said-
what? If you don't point out the value that is in the car, it is zero value to the customer.
Hey, I always tell my salespeople, they said no because you didn't ask, right? So
Correct.
100% of the things you don't talk about, the customer doesn't know it there's no value.
Correct.
If the car is the star, how can you go through all that without building value?
Right.
I mean, there's just a lot of things that you have to get into, but the walk around is part of it. Man, I got to put
Right.
my car on the red carpet. We got to make sure that everybody understands what it is, right?
Right.
So again, I'll say the car is a star, and we got to make sure that we understand that there's value, and we also got to make that. The thing I don't get, but here's what I don't get, right? How can you? I'm just asking. How
There
can
you
you do
go.
a walk around
Yes.
without actually walking around?
Well, it's one of the things that I actually wrote down of mistakes made by salespeople. So, and this goes out to all you salespeople out there. Since you talk to managers, I'll talk to the salespeople. I know we get excited like Tommy Boy and his biscuit, if you ever saw the movie, right? And we take our biscuit and we explode it because we get so excited to get to the end. But if you don't do the process to get to the end correctly, you'll never get to the end with success for you or for your customer. So one of the things that I wrote down is a common mistake made by salespeople on a walk around is rushing through it, not pointing out actually what the car is about.
There's
Right?
no walk around.
There's no walk around. Hey, this is the trunk. This is the door. Get in. The seat moves. Let's go.
I like when the guys talk about, you know, the backup camera from the front of the car. Right? Hey, on the trunk.
But it does back up.
On the trunk back there's a backup camera. Can you see it? Right? I mean, it's one of those things. So I would encourage, I always walk around, touch the car, things like that.
Right.
You know, the other thing I want to,
Well, you didn't even let me get into my.
Go ahead,
I
man,
wanna-
go ahead, 'cause
So you see how on the sales side you only get brief moments of conversation.
hey, when you get your opportunity, you better shoot your shot.
Okay, so I only got a couple more things that I really want to talk to the salespeople about, and I think it's important when you're doing a walk around. We don't listen to customers. Again, it's going back to rushing, right? We don't listen to what they really want. So when we get out to that car, that we can have a conversation about the car's the star, and this is what that car has that's going to help you. Third thing I put down was a me attitude. Why do we have a me attitude when we're in the service industry?
Wow. Whoa, Chad.
I'm just saying.
Hey, you're ruffling some feathers. You're
I'm
good.
just saying.
Saying. But you're right.
If we quit thinking about ourselves and start thinking about the person in front of us, and we talk about the car and how the car is going to benefit them and what the car has that's going to help them, the rest takes care of itself. The last thing,
You said 3. That's 4.
no, there's one more. This is the best one I think is we do as salespeople is we like to give fluff instead of facts. Fluff instead of facts.
Hey, how much you playing for fluff, buddy? Right? Keep in mind, there's not a lot of value in fluff.
There's no volume.
There's a lot of substance in facts.
That's right.
So just kind of keep that in mind.
That's
So
right.
I want to kind of dive into what you were saying because I think either you was cheating off my paper, right?
Well, you
And
did get
know-
up for a couple minutes.
Well, I'm
So.
just saying, don't be cheating, dude. This is the true thing, okay? Salespeople, it's not the consumer, it's you.
Agreed.
Okay? And what do I mean by it? It's not the consumer, it's you. 9 times out of 10, okay, if you got a new car, you think the price is too high. So you address the customer like the price is too high. Right?
Right.
You're making decisions for the customer. Here's what we need to do. We need to allow the customers to make that decision for
I was just
themselves.
going to ask, why are we making it?
Because we forgot that the car is the star, right? See, we want to be the star, but that doesn't work because nobody's going to pay for us.
Right.
We want to make sure that the car is the star. So what we need to start doing is we need to make sure that when we get out to the customer, with the car.
With the car,
right?
correct.
What I think is expensive, you may not think is expensive.
Right.
Right?
Right.
So again, I'm getting in my own way. We need to make sure we get out of our own way. What I wouldn't pay for, you may pay for.
It might be important to me.
What's not important to me might be important to you.
That's
As
right.
salespeople, we get this notion. It's like when that customer comes
Yeah.
in and says, hey, I want that $15,000 car. Well, that's great. I heard you say $15,000 car, but what's more important to me is what is it that you need in the car?
Right.
Because the truth of it is, like, if I can show you $20,000 worth of value, then now that 15 becomes 20. Right? It just comes math.
Absolutely.
At the end of the day, it all goes back to that car being the star. Right?
Absolutely.
We're gonna make sure that you understand that that's what it is. Right? So you ever like had a really bad car on your lot, used car?
Maybe.
I mean,
Yes, of course.
Let's
Yes.
be honest. You
Yes.
have. And I don't know if I can say this on
Yeah.
podcast, but I'm saying it anyway. We just got to edit it out, I guess. You ever had a turd? Right? You ever had a turd on your lot?
There might have been a couple.
Right. Everybody know. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all got that car as a turd, right? So now, sales managers, your salespeople keep walking around a turd.
Nobody wants to
Right?
sell it.
Nobody wants to sell it. They got all
Nobody
these
wants
excuses.
to deal with it.
They got all these excuses,
Yep.
right? It's this,
Yep.
it's that, it smells bad, it runs
Yep.
bad, blah, blah, blah.
There's a light on.
I got a secret for all you guys. There's someone out there that turd, it's the best thing they've ever had. And they're looking for it. I'm just
Yeah.
telling you right now, I don't care how bad that car is.
That's
There's
right.
someone out there that will love that car, right?
And we always forget about it.
And you know what? So that means every up that you take, every customer you come by, you need to keep them in mind that, you know what, I might have just found the prints for this frog.
Right. Right.
You know what I mean?
100%.
I might have just found it. And we got to go in with that attitude to make sure this is positive. So what I'm
Going back
telling you
to
is
the
this.
me instead of the person, right?
Well-
It's the me.
Best advice I can give you. Okay? All salespeople, listen to me. Take notes, get a pen, write it out. Okay? You are selling the car, not buying the car. Okay? Always remember that. I'm not here to buy the car. I'm here to sell the car.
Right.
So what I think about the car personally, really you got to take that out of it. Now I want your opinions. I just don't want you to make decisions for
Right.
me, right? So just remember this. You, my friend, you are selling the car, not buying the car. If you're buying it, then you can worry about the price and if it's a turd or not.
Right.
Right? So
Yep.
just keep that in mind. We got to make sure that we get that. And I know we're running on a clock, man. I had some information I wanted to get
This
into.
episode could go on a long time.
And I don't know. I don't know if I can get into it. What time am I here? Let's talk about it anyway.
Let's go. Let's do it anyway. She can just do that dance again. It don't matter.
Yeah, I know. She gets that. I'm not even going to do it.
Yeah,
We can't talk about that on every podcast. So I was talking to a training class this morning, and we were talking about first close, right?
Yes.
Coming back from a test drive, first close. And what they said to me is, what do you do if a customer says, hey, I'm just looking today, but what's your best price?
Right.
What's your best price?
Right.
Sales managers, here's your notes. Salespeople, check it out.
Get ready.
There is a difference in price and affordability. Okay? Two different things.
100%.
If I come back from a test drive and the customer's like, hey, I'm gonna go shop a few more cars, but before I leave, what's your price?
What's the price?
My price is MSRP, whatever that MSRP is.
Right.
Whatever the window sticker is, that's my price.
Right.
Now, that has nothing to do with how affordable that vehicle is, right? They're two different
I'm
things.
starting to follow you here.
Tron, what do you mean by that? This
Where
is
we
what I
going?
mean. I mean, there's a price on the car, and if you have to get going and you're gonna look at other cars, I wanna tell you what the price is, because I always wanna give you what you want.
Right.
Okay? But if you're asking me how affordable that is, how affordable the vehicle is, goes into, is there a discount? Okay? Is there a rebate?
Okay.
Is there an APR incentive? All these things. So all these things that change the actual payments is on the affordability side, right?
So we're
If you're
getting
in a
into the
hurry,
nuts and the bolts.
if you're in a hurry, here's your price.
Yep.
So I encourage every dealership out there, hey man, if a customer wants to go and look at another manufacturer, hopefully you've done your job right and you've represented the star correctly.
Right.
Right? They've been on the red carpet
Right.
long enough. If
Right.
they're gonna go look at another manufacturer and they want the price, man, there's nothing wrong, because we already established that MSRP
That's right.
is a good price.
Here we go. Yep.
If they want to know how affordable it is, I'm going to make sure that they are committed to buying that car that day.
Right.
And the reason why, consumers, the reason why it's important that we know if you're going to purchase it that day is because the things that are on the affordability side
Right.
can change daily. Interest rates,
Oh my gosh. Today's market.
rebates,
Come on.
discounts,
Yep.
all that, right? All those things can change. A difference, again, there's a difference in price and affordability.
Absolutely.
Right? So consumers understand, man, if you want to know how affordable that car is, I would tell you, be ready to purchase that vehicle that day. That way we can tell you how affordable it is.
Right.
But if you're going to go and you're not ready and you just want to know what the price is, man, MSRP is a great price. Right? So just keep that in mind. I want to share that
Let's
with
go
people
with it.
because that was a question that was asked to me today.
It was.
In our training class. And there is a difference between what the price of a car is and how
Right.
affordable that car is. All right?
Absolutely.
So that's I did that quick too,
You
man.
went right after it. I like it. But it's the truth. Are we taking it home or are we just going to window shop?
Well,
What
you
are we
know,
doing?
now I'm talking to the consumer real quick because I got time. I'm looking at my clock, right? Here's the thing we have to realize as an industry, okay? When is the last time that you, my friend, walked into anywhere and spent $40,000 within an hour? First time seeing something, just buying it, boom.
The last time I did it is when I went into your office to just give you a coffee and I walked out with a $50,000+ truck, but that doesn't count.
That doesn't count because you came in my office and
Because
that's
you
just
set me
what
up.
I do. I didn't
But-
set you up.
No, purchasing a vehicle is a commitment. I mean, it's a lot of money. Let's just be honest, it's a lot of money. Whether it's a $5,000 car or a $50,000 car, it's a lot of money for the person that's buying that vehicle, right? So to make sure that it makes sense, right? We have to guide them down the road correctly to make it make sense for them to take it home.
As an industry, right?
Yes.
As an industry, if we know that we wouldn't walk into any establishment, very rare, but it happens, I'm sure people do it, right? But most people, as I would like to say, common folk, right? Most people don't walk into a place and make $40,000, $50,000, $60,000, commitments. If we know that, why in our industry are we so pushy when a customer says, I really need to think about this decision, right? Most sane people think about $40,000, $50,000 decisions, right? The reason why we do that in our industry, sales manager, salespeople,
Now,
is because we don't want to follow up because we're lazy, right?
Oh,
we want
we're going
immediate gratification of what's
Right.
going on,
Right.
and we don't want to do any work, right? We just want to get it all done in
You
one
think it's a
day.
one chance opportunity, if it's gone, it's gone.
But we would never make that
But it's
decision.
not that way.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't make a $50,000 decision in hours.
I don't even buy a $1,000 TV when I'm
You
looking
can't
to look
even
at.
buy a soda
Oh, here we
without
go.
getting permission. But we won't get into that. We'll leave that alone. But I really want to share that with our industry. We really have to start paying attention to the consumer and thinking like the
100%.
consumer in the sense of, man, why should we push and expect them to make 40? I mean, we got to go 40, 20, 30, $40,000
Right.
decisions within hours, unless we've done a great job. Now, keep in mind, if the car's a star and they found a star and they know that the star may not be available for
Another year?
the next, yeah.
Yeah.
Then they'll make that decision if you do your job right.
Right.
But understand, those people have usually already been on websites, things like that, and they've done their research. So
The change
as an
in
industry, we got to do a
yeah.
better job of understanding, one, the car is the
The
star.
car is always the star.
Two, the price is set by value,
That's
right?
right.
The value is always set in the
That's
price.
right.
Three, we got to make sure that our salespeople know that it's not the consumer, it's us.
It's me.
Right? I mean,
That's
the
right.
biggest problem is us. We need to
Ourselves.
get out of our own way.
Get out of the way.
Right? I mean, these are the, and then the last thing I'll tell you, and I always think about this, man, price versus affordable. It's two
Right.
different things, right? There is a price, and if you're not ready to purchase a car today, I would always encourage every consumer, man, I'm okay with giving you a price, and they should give you a price, understanding
Right.
MSRP is a good price.
Right.
But if you want to know how affordable that vehicle is, that's where discounts and rebates and
Yeah.
incentives and all those things kind of get in. And that's where you want to be ready that day, because those things are subject to change on a consistent basis.
In today's market, where we're at today, when you say it can change at any time, it can change tomorrow. Okay, so it can change later today. So people really need to have that serious conversation if someone's ready to buy or if someone's just looking. Because if they're ready to buy, when you get into the nuts and bolts, we need to get it done, right?
Yeah, no,
So-
it's one of those things that, and we want to share that. You know, I was thinking about this, and I was like, man, you know, we got a podcast, and it seems like we got another podcast, and then we got like another podcast, and the next podcast, I really want to kind of get into how the car business really should work.
Okay.
You know, it's really weird when you think about it. I know how it works for us, and I can tell you the way it works at our dealership is different than the dealership I came from. Not that the dealership I came from was a bad dealership. It was just different.
Just different.
And I want to share that. I also want to get into the nuts and bolts of the consumer's experience in the dealership, right?
Yes.
What a consumer should expect when they come into the dealership. And then from a salesperson side, what's our part in that when it comes to that? All that is coming just next week. And I'm going to tell you, now I keep looking at these notes. It's like, dude, I got so much
There's a
stuff.
lot. Yeah.
So here's the deal. What is this thing? Every week? Every week?
Every other
Every other week? Every other week.
Every other week.
So what, man? They just pay me to talk, right? I mean, every week, every other week.
Wait a minute,
I don't
you
care
get
what it is. I got water right
Oh,
here.
okay.
It's free, but
I
they said
need
they
to
pay
get
me,
water.
right? So in the meantime, while you're waiting, here's what I'm gonna tell you. Go to Instagram, go to Twitter, again, at Wilson of Ames. Make sure you get on there. If you really want to get the real insight, make sure you go ahead and check out at Big Strong for Twitter.
here we
That's
go.
2 G's when you're as big as me.
Here we
And
go.
on Instagram, I am at Big Strong 1. Right? Go check me out. Go check me out. Hey, before I leave, like before we get out, I gotta do this or I'm gonna get killed, right? Hey, I wanna say congrats to my son's football team, Ankeny Centennial Jaguars. They played in the first round of the playoffs. They did a good job. They fought hard. They did not win, but they're a young team, and I'm gonna tell you, they're gonna be something to deal with going forward. So,
Well, congrats to
Trenton
them.
and your buddies, Ankeny Centennial, great job doing that, and good job to the other Ankeny schools. They're still
Absolutely.
playing. So
Absolutely.
we're gonna do this again. Thank you all, folks. Thank you for joining in, man. I hope you got some great content. Tune in next time. We got a lot more information. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna thank you from Tron. This is Chad Christensen.
Thank you so much for joining us.
And here's the deal. Thank you, Bradley.
Thank you, Riley.
Okay, I can't get too excited with this.